Taylor Swift will revoke being godmother to Blake Lively's kids as Pear's war goes nuclear after singer's engagement reveal.
Yeah, we've lost some talk.
Hi and welcome to Flow Some Talk. I'm Kjersti Flo, journalist, Hollywood truth teller, and your voice of reason in a town built on delusion. And when you thought there was no more drama, this article drops. Exclusive: Taylor Swift will revoke being godmother to Blake Lively's kids as Pear's war goes nuclear after singer's engagement reveal. Okay, Taylor Swift is preparing to sever one of the most personal ties in her feud with Blake Lively, with insiders telling RadarOnline.com the pop phenomenon plans to revoke her role as godmother to the actress' children. The 35-year-old performer announced her engagement to NFL star Travis Kelce, also 35, on Tuesday, triggering a wave of congratulations from friends and colleagues, but not from Blake Lively, as you know. So it says here that a source close to Taylor Swift says that Taylor feels she has no choice but to draw a line. Their friendship collapsed months ago, and she doesn't want blurred obligations lingering. That includes her godmother role. She's already considering issuing a formal notice, either through a mutual friend or even a lawyer, to make it clear she is stepping away. Wow, that was kind of a surprising move from Taylor Swift. Let's see if any of this actually becomes public. The fallout between the two former pals began earlier this year, blah, blah, blah. Since then, Lively has made repeated but unsuccessful attempts to reconnect. And friends of the singer, Taylor, said that she has ignored the texts, the voicemails, and emails from Lively, leaving her former friend to conclude the relationship is finished. And it says here that the absence of any congratulations online to Swift was particularly striking because the singer is godmother to Lively's daughters, James, Enos, and Betty, whose names inspired characters on the singer's 2020 album Folklore. For years, her friendship with Lively was a staple of Swift's so-called girl squad, with the two families vacationing together. But now, as you know, it's over. One source, I don't know if it's the same one, says that this goes beyond the question of a wedding invite. It's about setting limits. Taylor doesn't want the godmother role hanging over her or being used against her. She wants to close it off clearly, and that could mean doing it in a formal way. It says here that Lively, meanwhile, has been preoccupied with her escalating court battle. Newly unsealed filings show she told lawyers in a deposition last month a supposed smear campaign by Baldoni had left her terrified for her safety. Baldoni denies all claims. So the source is ending here saying that at one point Blake would have been at the heart of all of this, part of Taylor's closest circle, possibly even standing with her at the wedding. Now she's not in the picture at all. Taking back the godmother title will be Taylor's way of drawing that chapter to a close. So this article here, this made me laugh so hard. This is so ridiculous. So this article is reporting with sources saying that Blake Lively ends her friendship with Taylor Swift after making a major personal decision. After months of speculation, the friendship between the actress and the singer now seems to have definitely ended following this incident. Okay, that's old news. But what's new news here is that apparently this is Blake Lively's decision, not Taylor Swift. Blake Lively, it says here, has decided to cut ties with Taylor Swift, ending what had been a long-lasting friendship. This is so hilarious, you guys. It's almost sad. And it says here, according to several sources, the pop star will not be invited to the actress' upcoming birthday celebration Below are the details. So apparently Blake Lively is still going to celebrate her 38th birthday and Taylor Swift is not invited. So there you go, Taylor. Okay, and then he starts talking about these legal disputes and how Taylor Swift got dragged into it. And it says the conflict is said to have strained the once seemingly unbreakable bond between the two women. Swift became indirectly involved in the matter after receiving a subpoena to testify. And he says, although the subpoena was ultimately dismissed, the situation left a sour taste, particularly because Lively had expected her friend's support. Okay, so now we're turning this situation around, and it turns out that Taylor Swift is the bad friend here and not Blake Lively. We got it all wrong, you guys. It says that journalist Rob Schroeder, who I have been quoting before because he has a lot of insight, you guys, he reported that a source close to the actress confirmed Taylor has not been invited to the celebration. Lively has since chosen to focus on her family life and the legal commitments ahead, effectively closing the chapter on her friendship with the future wife of Travis Kelce. She has Ryan, her kids, and the truth on her side. The same source added, okay, no comment. Moreover, insiders claims Lively has taken a firm stance on the matter. As one put it, that ship I can't even read this. That ship has sailed. Blake has closed the door and locked it. It actually says that. She has locked the door now. It's closed, Taylor. You're never, ever, ever going to be friends with her again. And it's her decision, not yours. So again, yeah, we all got it wrong. Oh my gosh, you guys. I just can't anymore. Anyway, so yesterday, if you watched my episode, I actually went through both Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds' Instagram. I don't know what got me there, but then I started looking at their followers and I realized I was going through them and almost like 80% of their followers seems to be like bot accounts. They were all looking the same. Most of them didn't even have a profile picture and all of them were following 20 people. And none of them had any posts, typical bot accounts. So today I wanted to dig a little bit deeper. So I wanted to find out how many followers are real or how many of their followers are hiding in these bot farms. If you don't know what a bot farm is, these are kind of sophisticated factories almost where a lot of people sit and have about 100 to 1,000 phones that they administer, and on their phones they have a certain amount of Instagram accounts that they follow and that they like and that they comment on, and that's how some people make a living. And we know a lot of celebrities are using these bot farms to look more popular. And what I found out was that Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds are keeping a lot of people busy. Okay, so you take, for example, Ryan Reynolds, who has 51 million followers. I do admit I did get a little bit of help from ChatGPT here to calculate these numbers, but you can see that Ryan Reynolds has about 51 million followers, and on a post these days, he gets an average of 54,000 likes. So that's kind of easy math. So that engagement rate equals 0.1%. And average for celebrity, their engagement rate is about 1 to 3%. Ryan Reynolds has 0.1%. 2% is kind of normal, and that would mean that Ryan Reynolds should be getting at least 1 million likes per post. In best case scenario, many of his followers aren't active or they don't see his posts on Instagram. That could be the case. But worst case scenario, according to ChatGPT here, is that 90 to 95% of his followers could be bots, fake or ghost accounts. So realistically, Ryan Reynolds has closer to 2 to 3 million followers, not 51 million. So just as a comparison here, if you take someone like Taylor Swift, who is a major star, she has 282 million followers. And what I could see from her Instagram, her post has between 6 to 10 million likes. That's about 2 to 3.5% engagement rate. Remember, Ryan Reynolds had 0.1%. And that means that she gets 20 to 30 times more engagements than Ryan Reynolds does. And the conclusion here was that Taylor Swift has mostly real followers, and Ryan's account has probably about 90 to 95% bots or inactive followers. And it gets worse, you guys, because the likes that I found on Ryan Reynolds' Instagram are also from bots. So the likes aren't even real. I could see that almost half or more than that of his likes that he got on Instagram are also from bots. So that means that he doesn't even get 50 to 60,000 likes per post. He gets half of that, which means that he has about 27,000 likes, real likes, on a post. So conclusion here is that Ryan's true fan base is probably between 1.3 million to 2.7 million real followers, not 51 million. That basically means that 90% of his followers are fake, you guys. Let's look at Blake Lively. She has 42.8 million followers, and her average like per post the last 6 months has been around 40,000 to 200,000 likes. That gives Blake an average engagement rate from 0.1% to 0.5%, a little bit more than Ryan Reynolds, actually. So you have a normal celebrity, 1 to 3%, and then you have Taylor Swift, for reference, 2 to 3.5%, and then you have Blake, 0.1 to 0.5%. That suggests that at least 75 to 95% of Blake's followers are inactive or fake. If she were at Taylor's engagement level, she would be pulling millions of likes. And then I looked at her likes, and they're also fake. Half of her likes are fake as well, which means that her engagement rate is even lower. So if you take all of this into consideration and you calculate with the average engagement rate for celebrities, which is about 2%, Blake Lively has about 1 to 5 million real followers, not 42.8 million. Yeah, it's all about manipulation, you guys. You can go and check for yourself. Go into their posts, look at the people who likes their posts, look at their followers, look how many followers they have. It's so obvious that most of these people don't exist. They're in a factory somewhere in Russia or somewhere in Asia where there are a lot of these factories, and they have people there going on the walls, clicking and liking celebrity photos and other people's photos, other people who wants to occur more popular. And the thing is, Instagram doesn't pick this up as bots because they're actually from real phones with real accounts. But now you know the real truth about Blake and Ryan's Instagram. It's gone so far now, you guys, that Ryan Reynolds had to buy an ad in Toronto International Film Festival magazine. Thank you, Angela, for sending me this photo. She took a photo of the magazine that's being handed out during Toronto Film Festival, which is just around the corner. And there is this ad. It says, Ryan Reynolds, we like you. And there are 4 kids around him that are sick. And they're all saying that beyond the cameras and off the screen, Ryan makes magic happen to sick kids. For close to a decade, he's helped us raise funds, blah, 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 build meaningful relationships with our patients, with those special videos, hospital visits, and fun surprises for the kids, blah, blah, blah. I think it's great that he's doing really nice things for sick kids. But I don't find it very noble if you have to brag about doing nice things. Just do nice things. You don't have to tell the world that you're a nice person. I find it very often when people are saying, like, I'm a really nice person. Those people are rarely really nice people because they have to tell you that they're nice, not showing that they're nice by their actions, but actually just having to say it that I'm a really nice person. That means you have to convince yourself. by saying that, that I'm a nice person. And I don't believe Ryan Reynolds is a nice person. And that's why he has to remind everyone. So he printed this article. I'm sure that he paid for this. And it says, Ryan Reynolds, we like you. How cringe is this? This is a new level of cringe, you guys. I can't believe it. Again, thank you, Angela, for sending us this. I mean, this is the new low. Also, Blake Lively has been busy styling people's hair with her Blake Brown hairspray, the dry shampoo. And someone sent me this video where she is fixing an influencer who has beautiful black hair, and Blake comes up with this spray, try to fix her hair or something, and it just looks like a mess. Yeah, just look at this.
And then once you do that, go through here a little bit, not as much as side. It makes so much sense that you use it on clean hair because you have that like worn in. Yeah, it just like has like a, and then there's just like a sexy.
So the influencer says you have this morning look. I don't know if that's a good look. My hair never looks really good when I wake up in the morning. And if that's the look you're going for, then you could get Blake Brown dry shampoo.
How much more? Yeah.
No.
Yeah, she doesn't look very happy. This influencer is like, oh yeah, that's exactly what I was going for. Just really messy hair. Anyways, yesterday I also spoke about Pamela Anderson and Liam Neeson's fake relationship. So for the last few months, when they've been promoting their new movie, Naked Gun, they tried to make people believe that they were actually a couple. On Friday, TMZ came out with this story saying that there was no truth to the relationship, and it was all basically a PR stunt to promote the movie. And then this happened. This is PR by the playbook, you guys. Now that we know how Blake Lively's team have been working and also how Justin Baldoni's team have been working, this is so obvious what they're doing here. So then a source went to People magazine and said, it's not true. They aren't a fake couple. It says here that Pamela Anderson and Liam Neeson romance was not fake. Source says everything between them has been genuine. This is exclusive, you guys. The source denies an allegation that Anderson and Neeson romance was part of a coordinated marketing plan. They did not want people to accuse them of tricking them into believing this, obviously. Everything between them has been genuine. Neither would never take part in a publicity stunt. They have a great time. Neither of them needs the publicity. Well, I don't think they did it for their own publicity. They did it for the publicity of the movie. Another insider said their relationship isn't just for show. They have a real connection. There's no incentive for either of them to stage something like this. And then they're referring to an article they wrote on July 29th when Neeson and Anderson had a budding romance in the early stages. It's sincere and it's clear they're smitten with each other. The source said at the time, noting that the pair were enjoying each other's company as they promoted the film together. So TMZ also said that they hadn't seen each other in the year since they finished shooting the movie and since they started promoting it together. So there's been a year where they even haven't been in touch. Anyways, first TMZ comes out and say it's fake. Then they go to People magazine and deny this. But one thing is missing here, and that's anyone confirming that there is a romantic relationship here. They don't confirm that. They're saying that it's not fake and they have a great time and a connection. That's kind of clever because it sounds like denial, but they're not actually proving anything. So instead of addressing the fact that they're actually dating, they're just saying it's not a stunt and they're just shifting the focus, and they're giving this story even more fuel and more speculations, and more people want to go and see the movie because they think they're a real couple. As I said yesterday, if you didn't watch that episode, I didn't believe these two to be a couple for a second. I've met them both separately. I had lunch with Pamela Anderson last year during like this luncheon where she was promoting a movie she was in. And she and Liam Neeson are like day and night. They are just like not a good match. And I could never, ever imagine them dating. So when I saw this, I was like, no, I don't believe this. And I think I was right. This is also the hypocrisy that really drives me crazy because celebrities complain all the time about gossip magazines and how the press is writing stories about them that are not true, and that people are prying into their personal lives and they're just actors. They want to have their personal life private. And then they do this. And when it's convenient for them, they weaponize gossip as marketing. And suddenly their private life is not private at all, and it's just a tool to sell movie tickets. And whether the romance is real or not doesn't really matter. It's the buzz that's the product here. So next time you hear a celebrity complain about how cruel the tabloids are for speculating about their love life, keep this in mind. They're often the ones that feed the press these stories to begin with. Anyway, that's it from you guys. I think I said the wrong time yesterday, by the way, about Perez Hilton going to court in Las Vegas tomorrow, Tuesday. I think I said it was 2:15 or something. I think the right time. So if you are in Vegas, you should go and support him. I can't wait for the results of that hearing. I hope the judge makes up his mind right then and there so Perez Hilton can stop worrying about this mess that is really taking a toll on him. I feel so sorry for him having to go through all of this by himself without an attorney. And yeah, I talked a lot about that as well yesterday. Anyways, you guys, thank you so much for watching and happy Labor Day if you're in the US. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do and hit the notification bell so you don't miss an episode of Flawsome Talk. Oh my God, I just realized that Oscar is laying back there and he's looking very inappropriate in a very R-rated position. So I'm sorry. I don't know if I can see it from here, but I'm sorry if that was distracting. He is just relaxing.
Flawsome Talk.